Hey, it's Roger from MiWayJourneys, and we're getting ready to plan for another adventure. This time we're going to Death Valley National Park. Just before we get started, just a little disclaimer that I am not paid by any of the services or tools that I use throughout my video. So just wanted to make that clear that this is just all me and using some tools that I think work for me. So as we get going here is, figure out when you're planning is, where do I want to go and how much time do I have? What do I want to see? Are there any tour organizers that I may be able to leverage for the needs? And then, how am I going to get there? The transportation, accommodations, and the activities that I may want to do while I'm there. So, let's start the adventure. That's just the first part of traveling is planning where you want to go and then doing the travel. And then when you come back, being able to reflect and maybe do something with those images or videos that you create from your travel. So, kind of a three-way adventure, if you will. So, here we're talking about um, going to Death Valley. And, so we're going to take in some ghost towns and some sand dunes. We're looking to see some mining camps, especially the geologic features. Parks like these, it's about the sunlight, it's about the weather, and then it's about the formations in itself. Just that natural phenomena that there. Try all the foods. If you do find something that's unique in your travels, then just looking at those mountains and folklore and roadside attractions when they should come up. So for this destination, again, we've used a bunch of sources, between TripAdvisor, YouTube, videos from people that have been there before, Instagram, looked at Expedia. Again, do some just searches for Death Valley in itself. And this time we actually had the Timbisha Shoshone Indian tribe who have lived on this ground for thousand years plus. They're there. So, they may be information, maybe a stop in there as well. As I talked about, making those travel plans and thinking about what you want to see, I use this tool, Wonderlog, that helps me, kind of my collect where I want to go. So when I'm finding things, I'm making note of it if there's a cost associated with it, and I use this wonder log, and then that way I can go in and back out the map and say, okay, these are things I can do on day one or day two, or do them in a certain order, so you're not retracing ground if you don't have to. So that's the beauty of a tool like Wonderlog, and I do use this app quite frequently to help me organize where I find ideas and on the go. Here, it's my decisions here were to go in April, which would be the very end of the high season for Death Valley, which is between the month of November and April, the end of April, maybe even the start of May. And I think that you can actively do this in 2 days if you organize your travel well enough. Have that to have a travel pass for the national park. For this trip, because it was in peak, I decided to stay outside of the park. And that worked, so that was simple enough to coordinate. So I stayed outside, used an Airbnb in this instance. And then I rented a high clearance vehicle. In the park recommendations, it did state for certain roads where they were rocky and rough, that it may need more of a high clearance. So if got a low car, the air dam or something may scrape on in some places, so we don't want to do that. Some cautions, if you should be on either side of the high season, do is to plan for high temperatures in some cases. Plan your fuel levels. The gas prices in the park are considerably a little bit higher than if you were, getting your fuel outside of the park. And in this case, we were straddling Nevada, California as well. So, I managed to, fuel up outside of the park. and outside of California. So the fuel prices were a little bit cheaper from that standpoint. And then we already talked about the peak times for there. I've talked about in the past, if you've watched my channel, I also use an app called Track My Tour, and this allows me to create a trip, and then I can share that trip with people, and I can keep it private if I want. And people can message me in app and ask questions for about things I post. You can post images and the map feature, and people can kind of see where you're at there. And in the end, you can actually print out the tour, your Track My Tour, and it creates a nice little booklet, and it includes maps in the comments and your images and everything. So it's a nice little feature here, and the link is down here below. But these are two tools that I've mentioned are ones that I really recommend. You can get them for free initially, but if you use them more thoroughly as I do, I actually pay for the app and have that so I can use them. So, make your next adventure to Death Valley. So stay tuned. We have 2-day adventure videos coming up. And if you like the ideation and the travel recommendations that I'm providing, either give a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel. And we look forward to sharing this information with you as we travel around the globe. So thank you for your time and have a great day.